G'day guys! Alright, well, I think we're live. I'm hoping we're live. How are we all doing? There's a few people in the room now. Welcome to my very first live stream. This is going to be a bit of fun. I have no idea what I'm doing, so bear with me while I figure it all out. There's quite a few people in here. Hello everyone. How are we all doing? Very good. A few people have seen Solo, I see. John Ingham, I loved Solo, that's good to hear. I've got a little bit of a delay, I think, between the streaming and what's going on in the comments and everything. I think I'm delayed by about 10 seconds, so if I take a while to reply to things or whatever, that's what's going on, I suppose. So, how are we all doing? It's a Sunday morning over here. Where are we all coming from? Sunday morning, 8 AM. Usually you wouldn't see me up this early, but we're here, and we're going to do this, so very exciting. So what we're going to do this morning, we'll just open up for a bit of a Q&A, I suppose, and fire away in the comments if you got any questions or anything, and we'll answer. Of course, we're here to celebrate my 10,000 subscribers, which is insane. Let me put this music down a little bit. Yeah, first 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy. This happened really quickly within a couple of years. So I'm very happy, very humbled, of course, that all you guys out there are following me, supporting me, and everything for the long haul. It's great, and to see so many people in here is awesome. I've been putting off doing one of these for ages because you never know how these things are gonna go. Worst case scenario is I sit here and I get 2 people jump in the room. So I think we've got about 20 people at the moment, which is pretty good, which is better than I expected, to be honest. So that's awesome. Now let me try and go through some of these comments here. We got a few people here from Australia, which is great, of course. I'm glad. I wasn't sure if it was going to be too early for a few people in Australia. Nicholas Newland says he's only up early for this. So am I, mate. You would never usually see me up this early. Blake is also up early for this. Early for him. Happy to be here for Dave. Nice Brizzy morning. I do like Brisbane. It's a very nice city. We've got people from the USA in here as well, which is awesome. Michigan, United States. I love Michigan. I have been there. Really beautiful. Denmark. We've got someone from Denmark as well. Of course, Conrad. How you doing? We got 1 or 2 people in here from the UK as well. I was a bit worried that it was going to be a bit too late for some people over in the UK because it's what 11 PM over there or something crazy. So we've got Kermit's Ghost here. Alan, how you doing, Alan? Good to see you pop in. Let's go through some comments. We've got someone from Indiana as well. Moving Man, how you doing? We've got a lot of people in here, which is great. Popcorn Chat asks, do you hear Yanni or Laurel? I usually hear Laurel, but I have heard Yanni, which is strange. It's like that it was like the blue and the gold dress, the blue and gold, no, blue and white and gold and black, whatever it was. I could see both. Like, there was a way I could look at it and actually change it. Same with Yanni and Laurel. I've heard both, but it's usually Laurel. Yeah. Thirst for Thrill asks, if you could have any Infinity Stone, what would it be? Just give me them all, man. Take over the whole universe, but only for good. Only for good things. I don't know. The Soul Stone seems pretty cool, but I think it's probably the most dangerous one. Like, you get sucked into the soul world or something. I don't want that. We got someone in here from California, which is awesome. Blake asks, he says, it's been a great ride with you so far, Dave. A question that's been on my mind lately, what are your thoughts on La La Land? I loved La La Land. I was so late to the party with that. I think I only watched it recently, actually. Within the last month or two, I think I watched La La Land, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I watched it with my girlfriend. She fell asleep in it. I don't think she enjoyed it too much, but I loved it. I thought it was great. It was like I'm a huge fan of those old Hollywood musicals like Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire, Judy Garland. Those great classic Hollywood musicals from like the 1950s, 1960s, 1940s. And to me, it was just it just embodied everything that made those musicals so special. And it's so hard. You see so many movies where they try and replicate a style from the past. You get so many movies, people trying to make like film noirs, and they never work. But La La Land was it was incredible. And I do have to watch it again. Let's try and get through. There's lots and lots of questions coming through, so I'm going to try and get... did you have a lot less subs as Disney Dave Twin Kids says? I was only on like 2,000 subscribers maybe when I switched over from Disney Dave, which was probably a year ago. Was it a year ago? Gee. Yeah, I had 2,000 as Disney Dave, and I did the swap over sort of around this time last year. I was kind of nervous at first. I was like, do I do it? Do I jump the gun? Am I going to lose subscribers or will I gain them? As soon as I changed my name, it was very surprising because it was very quick, the way that I started gaining more subscribers. I guess my content just has a sort of a broader scope, and I always wanted to make content that appealed to like a wide range of movie lovers. And after I changed over that name, it was quite incredible how quickly my growth took over. And since then, I'm up 10,000. So I think it was a very, again, at first it was risky, but I think it paid off. It really did pay off. So certainly a lot less subscribers as Disney Dave. So I don't know how many people in this room anyway have been around since I was Disney Dave. Disney Dave, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. What else have we got? I'm just going to try and make my way through some of this stuff because there's a lot coming through. Blake seeing Solo in 2 hours, which is awesome. A few people asking how was Solo. I really liked it. You can probably tell I've done numerous videos on it by now. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was a bit of a fun movie. I mean, it could have been the biggest load of crap ever, but they pulled it off. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's just an enjoyable movie. Sit and just, waste some brain cells for a little bit. And I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun movie. And I hope people in here enjoyed it too. Did you all enjoy Solo, who's seen it? Those going into Solo, have fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I'm not sure when I'll be seeing it again, but I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Let's try and get some more questions here. People from South Australia. Very nice. I think I've found myself right at the top of the comments list again. Nicholas says his theatre was maybe a third full at the midnight session. Think The Last Jedi killed off the hype. Yeah, I've been hearing crazy things. I read a tweet from who was it? I can't even remember. It was a YouTuber, I think. I can't remember who it was, but they said they booked months in advance, and like the whole session was booked out, and then they got to the session, and there was like no one there. It was like, not even half a cinema, which is crazy. So I don't know if people are booking out cinemas and they're not going, so other people don't see it. We've got something come through on a super chat from Picture Goer. $2.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I didn't even know this was a thing, but thank you. Apparently you can pledge money on here, which is awesome. He asked me what are my thoughts on Paul Thomas Anderson movies. I'm a bit of a... I think he's one of those... I got to go back through and look at his catalogue because I feel like he's one of those ones that's very, very polarizing. Boogie Nights, I loved. I absolutely love Boogie Nights. I've watched that numerous times. Off the top of my head, that's like I have to go to IMDb for this because he's not one of my favourite filmmakers. I always feel like he's one that's just so polarizing. Magnolia, I thought that was him. I really enjoyed Magnolia, but again, that's one of those movies that's going to polarize everyone. Punch Drunk Love, when I first watched that, I didn't like it. I've always been a huge Adam Sandler fan, and I guess when I watched that, when did that come out? Punch Drunk Love was 2002, so I was quite young, and it's just such a departure from Adam Sandler's old stuff that it was like a bit of a shock to me. But it has grown on me over the years. I really, really liked that movie. There Will Be Blood, I loved. Inherent Vice, I haven't watched yet. What's Inherent Vice like, guys? Let me know. And Phantom Thread, apparently. So there you go. Yeah, I think I like more than his stuff than I dislike. But again, he's one of those filmmakers I think is very polarizing. So that's a good question, actually, and one that had to get me doing a little bit of research there. So that's awesome. A filmmaker that I'm not incredibly familiar with. Well, I guess I am, considering I've seen quite a number of his movies. If I miss any of your questions on here, ask again. There's no... Because this thing's moving so quickly and I feel like I'm trying to control it. It keeps jumping around. So if I miss any questions, just let me know. Just keep asking. Just spam me. Once again, thank you, Picture Girl, for the super chat. That's much appreciated. Thank you so much. Movie Man asks, what's my favourite 4K? Has to be either Blue Planet or Planet Earth, Blue Planet 2 or Planet Earth 2. Amazing. Anything, I feel like my thoughts on 4K are like anything that's filmed, mastered in 4K is like a must-have. Anything that's like upscaled from 2K is just, usually don't touch it. I mean, it's like no, there's not much of a difference. Anything that's like rescanned from an old 35mm negative or something is awesome. Like I watched Gladiator the other day. It looked fantastic. It was really good. Really, really good. What else have we got on here? I've actually been asked by Dimension Scott. I'm sorry if I butchered your name there. Dimension Scott. He asks, was your theatre full when you saw Solo? I saw Solo at the preview screening in Melbourne, so naturally it was full. So people getting free tickets to go and see a movie, I guess I can't turn that down. There's a lot. I was actually, Sean McAuliffe was sat behind me, which is so weird. You don't often see like celebrities or anything like that at these screenings. Not very, very, very rarely do you see someone well known at any of these screenings. But Sean McAuliffe sat like right behind me, which is just so weird. Rob Mills was there too. Rob Mills was like right down the bottom, which is just crazy. A couple of people from Married at First Sight. I've been seeing a few Married at First Sight people pop up there, but yeah, it was a full screening. These things, it's actually surprising that the preview screenings aren't always full. Not always. Usually you get like half a cinema, but for the really big ones like Star Wars or like the Marvel movies, usually you do get a full turnout. But when I go and see it for a second time, I'll see what my theatre's like. Savannah McGrancy says, Dave, hello, I have a question. How many steelbooks do you own? I was actually trying to count them the other day. I was trying to, the question comes up occasionally, and I try and think back. I don't actually think I had that many steelbooks. I would say probably less than 20, maybe. I'm not a huge steelbook collector. I prefer like slipcovers and stuff like that. I don't know, just like that idea of having something that's like a little proper like box set kind of, looks like a box set when it's in a slipcover. I don't know, I don't buy too many steelbooks, but usually like my favourite movies, or if it's a cheap steelbook, I'll go for it. Editor's Paradise asks Elvis or Beatles. This is one that would probably seem pretty hard, but I have to say Beatles. I've grown up loving the Beatles for as long as I can remember. My dad is an enormous Beatles fan, so we just love the Beatles. And I get requests all the time to show off the Beatles collection. We've got quite a lot of stuff. I will do a video one day if anyone's interested in that. I know it's something that comes up a lot, but definitely. But I do love Elvis. I love Elvis. Elvis was someone I discovered later. I was maybe 17 or 18 when I discovered Elvis. Maybe a little younger, maybe 15 maybe. I'm not sure, but I love them both. But but John Lennon has said that without Elvis there would be no Beatles. So I think both hand in hand, but definitely I have to say Beatles. Johnny Watts, hey man, what would you like to see happen with Infinity War Part 2 and after? Good question. I don't know. I don't like to speculate too much, which is, I guess, a bit rich coming from someone who does speculation videos occasionally now. No, I just want to... I kind of want to go into the movie and be surprised. I want to be surprised. I just want to be completely blown away. I could sit here and I could speculate. I could make up things like, oh, it's going to be time travel. I would like to see time travel. That'd be great. But I could make up all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I just want to go in that cinema and be surprised. And I find a lot of people don't like that. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi. I went into that with like a completely clear mind. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to expect from this. Just blow me away. And it blew me away. I feel like if you go into a movie like preconceived notions, this is going to happen, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, you're just going to walk out disappointed when it doesn't happen. But I just want to see some great stuff. A great movie. Give me some good characters. Bring in Captain Marvel. She's going to be just awesome. I'm a big Captain Marvel fan. I cannot wait to see her hit the... I don't know. Look, I think it is a time for a change for the MCU, where I'm happy at this point where people can, where we can start phasing out characters, bring in new ones, start new storylines, go into space, the outer cosmos, we can go into smaller worlds, the quantum realm, just blow us away. That's all I want to see, just really, really great fun movies. And I feel like we're at like a turning point now where a lot of different stuff's going to start happening. Conrad has chipped in on the super chat, DKK17. I'm not sure what that is in Australian dollars, but thank you so much. What are your top 10 favourite movies? This is a question that comes up a lot. I've been very hesitant to answer it because I've been wanting to do like a top 10 video, but then I like rack my head around how on earth would I do it? I like so many different movies from so many different genres, so many different eras that it's like almost impossible for me to do a top 10 list. So what I think I'm actually going to do, let me know if this is anything that you're actually interested in. I think I'm going to do like a top 10 from each decade. I think that's something I'm going to do, like a series of videos. Let me know if that's something you want to watch. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, etc. I don't know where I'll start, but yeah, I'm thinking about that. But off the top of my head, because you've chipped in on the super chat, thank you so much once again. Some of my favourite movies, The Wizard of Oz and Star Wars are my top 2 of all time. The movies just changed my life immensely and my view on art and cinema. I just love those 2 movies. I feel like nothing was ever the same in cinema before those 2 movies, and both of those movies like changed the course of cinema. And I don't feel like we've ever really seen anything like that ever again. You know, there's never been such a revolution in cinema like those 2 movies. I love Casablanca. I think it's an incredible movie. I know Blake Ison, one of my followers, and Patreons. Again, actually, thank you so much to everyone out there who's supporting me on Patreon at the moment. Blake just watched it. He loved it. It's one of my favourite movies ever. Other movies like The Shining and The Blues Brothers and Indiana Jones, Close Encounters, Jaws, E.T. There's just so many movies I couldn't even begin to rattle off the top of my head. So I think, yeah, down the line we'll do like a series of these. Now let me try and get to some more. Again, if I miss your question, just keep spamming me because I feel like I'm not even down the bottom of the thing at the moment. How many times have you seen Infinity War? Deminition Scott? Sorry, again, I butchered your name. I'm sorry. I've seen it twice. I've only seen it twice. I feel like movies are coming out so fast on Blu-ray now that I don't often see them too much in cinemas. Usually I'll go to a preview and then I might go 1 or 2 times after that at the cinemas. But only twice Infinity War. I might see it one more time before it leaves. I feel like it's a movie that needs to be seen a few times on the biggest screen possible. King Elisar asks, what is your favourite David Fincher movie? I would say probably, I loved Social Network. That was David Fincher, right? Again, I have to look back through some of these people. Seven was amazing. So I loved Gone Girl. how do I forget? Zodiac was great as well. Yeah, I think those ones probably stand out for me. Seven, Gone Girl, Social Network are probably like my top three. I really enjoyed House of Cards as well. I know he was very instrumental in. Go through some of these. I know he was very instrumental in. Sorry, for some reason my live chat just started talking back to me. I've been hearing myself talking back. I really liked House of Cards. He was instrumental in like producing that. Did he direct a couple episodes at the beginning? I think I really loved that show. But I sort of went off it a little bit. I think I lost interest around season 4, and then the whole Kevin Spacey thing. I just haven't gone back to it, unfortunately. But yeah, Conrad actually asked, when are you going to do a top 10 favorite movies video? Very soon. I'm going to start them very soon. Nicholas Newland asked, what are your favorite bands? Beatles, of course, I said. I used to really love U2. U2 used to be like my favourite band. I don't feel like I listen to them that much anymore. Coldplay, I love it. Coldplay is probably my favourite like modern band. I'm going to try and like rapid fire a few questions here. Zave2319, Terminator or Terminator 2? Terminator 2, hands down. Love that movie. It's amazing. Popcorn Chat asks, you excited for Indiana Jones 5? Absolutely excited for Indiana Jones 5. I cannot wait for Indiana Jones 5. There's nothing I want to see more than like a almost 90-year-old Harrison Ford, maybe almost, I don't know, how old is the old guy? He's getting there, but I can't wait to see the old bloke running around with that whip again. I can't wait. I love Indiana Jones. Do you play video games? Dimension Scott, again, I can't get this name right, I'm sorry. Occasionally, I play Star Wars Battlefront 2, when I want to let off some steam, if I'm between videos or something, and just want to chill out, Battlefront 2. But it annoys me, though, because the servers are so crap on that game, I can hardly ever get into a game. But yeah, I very rare, I'm not very good at video games. What would you rank Solo from 1 to 10, as in what would I rate it? This is from David's HQ. Hello, David. There's a few Davids in here. What would you rank Solo from 1 to 10? I think I gave it 3.5 out of 5. So that's probably like, what, maybe like 7 out of 10, maybe, I think? 6.5, 7. 7 out of 10, I think, seems reasonable for Solo. Tomacat asked thoughts on Joaquin Phoenix. I love the guy. I think he's great. I think he's one of those actors, again, who just polarizes people. I love Walk the Line. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. And Walk the Line actually got me into Johnny Cash. So I think Joaquin Phoenix is great. I watched something with him in it the other day. What was it? Oh, Lord. I can't even remember. But I watched him in something the other day and was thinking, this guy is just, he's incredible. He really is incredible. And just about every... Gladiator. I said that before. I watched Gladiator. And I'd actually forgotten he was in that. And to go back and watch one of his earlier films, like, it's so crazy. He's so good. Tricky says, hey, Dave, I'm in Melbourne. So am I. G'day, Tricky. Mini Gold Hat, Disney Dave OG. Okay, so we're getting to the point now where I think I'm catching up a little bit. People are saying no spoilers. Absolutely no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil Solo or Infinity War or anything. Spoiler free. And there's a lot of people who still haven't seen the movie or the movies. Blake asked, Dave did a Star Wars list recently. He's talking to someone else. Okay, so we're catching up now. Well, sort of. I feel like I am, but we're not. Favorite underrated movie of last year? Mine was Ghost in the Shell, Dimension Scott. I feel like I missed like a whole lot of movies last year. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't answer that because I feel like I missed so many movies of 2017. I don't know, it's really bad for me, but I feel like with like doing so much work on this channel and stuff, I've missed so much stuff. I'll think about that. I might come back to that one though. Nicholas Newland, up to date on Star Wars Rebels yet, Dave? Would love to see some, but I am not up to date on any of those Star Wars shows. I watched a couple of seasons of Clone Wars. I like it, I enjoy it, but it's one of those things I drop shows so easily. I get started and I start something else, and I start something else. I've got like a stack of shows I just need to finish. But now, especially seeing Solo, again, no spoilers, but the way in which Solo sort of like converged, I just pulled in elements from everywhere. I think I want to go back and experience like the whole visual television side of it as well. Puric R has just come out of his second time seeing Solo. Did you enjoy it both times? Jinx Productions, Jurassic Park. Love Jurassic Park. Oh, love it. It's one of my favourites ever. Yeah, I love Jurassic Park so much. I love it. Jurassic Park 2, 3, don't remember much of. Don't think I've watched them that much. I actually enjoyed Jurassic World. I'm looking forward to Jurassic World 2. When am I seeing that? I'm seeing that in a couple of weeks, I think, on the... It's like the 13th or something. I'm not sure. I've got tickets to the preview of that, so there'll be like I'll get an early review up for you guys. I know it's out really early in the UK. It's out like at the beginning of the month. I think they're like pushing release dates around because of the World Cup. They don't want to clash with the World Cup, so some movies are being released earlier, some are being released later in the UK. But yeah, Jurassic World 2 review very soon. And we might do a few more videos on it as well. First for thrill, Joker from Dark Knight or Thanos? Oh, it's so tough! You laid on the tough questions. They're both great, layered villains, and I feel like both of them, on some level, you can relate to them, and they are sort of like the hero of the movie. Not so much the hero, the anti-hero, but the person you connect with most in the movie. I'm going to say Joker from The Dark Knight just by like a hair. Just because that performance is incredible. Heath Ledger, one of my favourite actors, and he just completely knocked it out of the park with that role. And I don't know, I love that. I love The Dark Knight so much. I could watch that over and over and over again. I think I would say by a hair, the Joker. Maybe because of my bias towards Heath Ledger, but there you go. Jinx Productions asked thoughts on Darkwing Duck and the new Duck. I haven't watched any of the new Disney cartoon stuff. New DuckTales, they've done so many like revitalizations of their old cartoons. I haven't watched any of them, but I really do have to get onto that. I want just a little peek. Twin Kids, Team Cap or Iron Man. It's funny. I feel like I watched that and I feel like I'm like Vision, where I'm just like a fence sitter. I'm the one that's like, come on guys, just chill out, just put your differences aside and just, oh crap, they're all battling now. This is what Vision's just like he's like, guys, come on, chill out kids, and then it's like, no, I feel like I'm like a fence sitter. I feel like they're both right, they're both wrong. Tony Stark is an absolute jerk, but I love the guy because I feel like he has such a humanity to him. And then there's Steve Rogers, where Steve Rogers, you just want to just like grab him and shake him because he's so what's the word? He's just so set in his ways and set in his own time, I suppose. But then on the other hand, you really respect that too. I'm a fence sitter. I cannot pick Team Cap or Team Iron Man. Blake Eisen, my top few films: Departed, Goodfellas, Big. What are your thoughts on those three? Departed is a great movie. Goodfellas is a great movie. Big is one of my favourites of all time. Tom Hanks is incredible in that movie. That's probably my favourite Tom Hanks movie. One of my favourite Tom Hanks movies anyway. I love Big. But yeah, Goodfellas, brilliant. Departed, great too. Martin Scorsese, I love him. Frank Calfel asks, are there any non-Disney animated films that you love? Of course, I love a lot of animated movies. I really love Shrek. I actually really love Shrek. Shrek sort of came out at that time where I suppose you get to the point where you get a little bit older and you kind of go, that Disney stuff is, it's a little bit too young for me. And then you get into, then Shrek comes out and you're like, wow, I love this. I love it. Yeah, even I guess when I was younger, sort of had that period where you turn off a lot of the kids stuff, but then you come back to it later in life. And I think I was maybe 15 or 16 when I really started appreciating the Disney animated movies again. But Shrek, I love Shrek. I'm trying to think of any other animated movies. Oh no. Guys, you got me in trouble. This is what happens when I speak my mind on the whole Team Cap, Iron Man. Team Iron Man, yeah. You haven't been watching, have you? We'll be back. Hey guys, me and my friend Iron Man are here. We've made up. Sorry, Iron Man. He's been watching. Iron Man would say hello. Just say hello to everyone. We've got a lot of people in here. They've been asking questions and stuff. You've been watching. I dug myself into a hole there, guys. Oh, Lord. Alright. Thanks, Iron Man. You got me in trouble, guys. Alright. Let's get on to these. What's your favourite Chris Nolan movie? Other than The Dark Knight, it would be Interstellar, probably. I love Interstellar. I can watch it over and over and over again. Again, I think another really polarizing movie. It's such a... That's one of those movies that's so immersive, and even the bigger you see it. I saw it at the IMAX the first time, and I thought it was great. It was amazing, so immersive. The soundtrack, Hans Zimmer's score on that movie is incredible. It's funny, actually. I tried this, guys. I don't know if I'm weird, but every time I used to listen to music to go when I was going to sleep. I used to put on music to help me sleep. I'm all right now. I fall asleep really quick. But the two times I listened to the Interstellar soundtrack when I was going to sleep, I had really weird dreams, like really weird, bizarre, trippy dreams. And I remember like just having these weird dreams and having that music actually like running over the top of the dreams, like this weird hum. Try it. It's weird. It is weird. Mad Zombie. How do you feel on Warner Brothers? That's my favourite film company, slightly above Disney. From Calgary, Canada. Hello, I've never been to Canada. I've always wanted to go. I'd love to go to Canada. I love Warner Brothers. I would probably say next to Disney, Warner Brothers would probably be... They would be my favourite film studio next to Disney. Warner Brothers had such an amazing output of movies over the history of cinema that it's so hard to overlook. All those amazing movies they did in like the 1940s, 30s, 40s, like the amazing gangster movies with Humphrey Bogart and James Cagney, Edward G. Robinson. Just those amazing gangster movies. And then later on, they just did so many just great movies, like Clint Eastwood's films, and they did all the Harry Potter movies as well. I love the old superhero stuff, Batman, Superman. Warner Brothers is probably, yeah, I just don't like what they're doing with DCEU at the moment. I want to love it, but I enjoyed Justice League. I thought that was fun. I loved Wonder Woman, but I'm hoping that's a step in the right direction. But Warner Brothers, I think, would probably be up there for me. In fact, I'm going to suggest something for anyone who likes film history and stuff. This book is incredible, actually. So if anyone out there is interested in history of Hollywood and stuff, this studio is like the forefront of cinema in the early days, and this book is incredible. You must, I don't know if you can still get it. I hope you can. You must remember this, Warner Brothers Studios, the Warner Brothers story. Incredible book. I love that. Favorite Looney Tunes character, Carter Lovejoy asks. Tassie Devil maybe, or Bugs Bunny, probably. I don't know. Porky Pig. They're all so great. I love the Looney Tunes. Theatre Geek, Christopher Robin trailer thoughts. I loved it. I thought it looked so good. So beautiful. So charming. I did a trailer reaction on it yesterday, if you want to check that out. Pardon me. But I loved it. I thought it looked great. I'm really excited to see it. This is a beautiful, charming movie. Carter Lovejoy asked, do you like Harry Potter? I loved Harry Potter as a kid. I read the first 3, maybe 4 books. I think I read the first 3 books and stopped reading halfway through. I couldn't get through the 4th one. I'm not good with big books. And I think because of that, I only watched the first 4 movies because I love the first 3 movies. And then the 4th one, I feel like because I didn't have an understanding of the source material, I didn't enjoy it as much. Or maybe it's just not as great a movie. But I have them all, and I have been trying to find time to just smash them all out. Maybe before the new Fantastic Beasts later in the year. We'll see how we go. But I love Harry Potter. I really, really love Harry Potter. I do. I just have to get back to the books, so I have to get back to the movies. Porik RRC getting Maze Runner, the Death Cure Steelbook. Don't think so. It's not something that I feel like I need in a Steelbook. I haven't even watched the other two Maze Runner movies yet, so I'm not. Yeah, that's one I'll get to. What do you think of Universal Studios? Again, probably a favourite of mine. Probably around Warner Brothers. Probably around that same sort of era for me. Maybe a little under. I just really appreciate their back catalogue of history. You know, they have really done some amazing movies, Universal. Well, I've got all the old Steven Spielberg stuff, like Jurassic Park was Universal, right? Jurassic Park. What am I thinking? Just all those great Steven Spielberg movies, Jaws, etc., etc. And then there was just Alfred Hitchcock did a lot of really great movies with Universal, or co-production with Universal, Paramount, and it's so tricky. I know Universal wound up with all of his movies in the end, or just distribution rights, but he didn't exactly do a lot of movies with Universal. Anyway, I love the old Universal monster pictures and stuff too. So yeah, I like Universal Studios. Sherbert Pictures, have you got the latest Marvel Art of books? What do you think of them? I have all of them. I don't know if I can show you because I don't have my laptop. They're up there. That's all of them up there. From art right through to, and then it goes down here as well. Yeah, I have all of them. Other than Infinity War, they're not bringing that out until November for some reason. I'm not sure why. And the Ant-Man and the Wasp one's not out until the movie's out, naturally. So, but yeah, they're all really, really great books. All great books. Pick them up if you love Marvel movies. You know, they're great. And they go out of print so quick too. So I love those books. They're probably my favourite books in my collection. Some of my favourite books in my collection. Savannah McGrancy asks, who are your favourite Australian actors and actresses, if you have any? Favourite Australian actor, other than Heath Ledger, who I said before, I love Ben Mendelsohn. I think Ben Mendelsohn is great. And Brendan Cowell is an amazing Australian. He doesn't do a lot of stuff anymore, but he's awesome. His movies are great. Check out Noise if you haven't seen Noise. Amazing. He did some really great TV series as well. And I love Margot Robbie. I think Margot Robbie's really great. I watched I, Tonya for the second time a couple of nights ago. I love that movie, and she is so good in that. She's incredible in that. So yeah, I'd probably say those. I'm trying to get down the list here. I feel like I've like skipped. I've gone down the bottom. Okay, I'm back on track. Nicholas Newland, Mulan is my favourite Disney movie of all time. Been keeping up on info about live action. They're changing a lot. It's really worrying me. And yeah, no, it's strange. I feel like it's going to be one of those movies that they have to get right. I know Disney have copped a lot of flack recently over. I don't know. They copped a lot of flack over the Aladdin movie for not casting proper ethnicities in the roles. They copped flack with Doctor Strange for casting Tilda Swinton in a role that has been Asian in the comic books. I feel like Mulan has to be the one that they get right, and I feel like maybe them pushing it is their way of going, we have to do this movie properly. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I believe it's still going. I believe it's still in production. I just feel like it's one they have to get right. And out of all those Disney like princesses, I feel like this is the one that really needs to stay. I feel like especially because it's sort of based on a historical story, I suppose, they have to really show it some real respect and really do it properly. I feel like that's probably what's stalling that one. Carter Lovejoy asks, favourite Quentin Tarantino movie? Pulp Fiction, absolutely. Very closely followed by maybe Inglourious Bastards. I loved that. Reservoir Dogs is great, of course. And I really enjoyed Hateful Eight. It was good too, but Pulp Fiction, absolute best. I used to be able to do Ezekiel 25:17, but don't get me to do it because I don't think I'd be able to do it anymore. G'day, Dave. Heath Tompkins. G'day, Heath. How you doing? Tomacat asks, Dave, are you on Letterboxd? A few people have asked me to get on Letterboxd. I think I set up an account, but then never did anything with it. So I got to look into that. Pedro Hernandez asks, hi. Hi. Savannah asks, am I the only girl in here? But I'm not sure. Perhaps. I'm not too sure. Blake Eisen asks, pardon me, even though it's not under the Disney label, what do you think of the Mobley trailer? I think it looks interesting. I think it looks very, very similar to the Disney one. I know they've both been in production. They were both in production at the same time. But I feel like it looks very similar. It's going to cop a lot of flack for that. So just remember when you go into that movie, they were in production at the same time. It's not ripping off the Disney one. It's just very visually similar. But I think it looks good. I'm interested to see like a more dark take on the Jungle Book story. James Harold asked, Dave, you ever consider moving to America, try out a career here? I guess it's always something that you think about. Do you uproot and go and try and start a career somewhere else? The US or the UK? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's like, where do you start if you uproot and you go and you try and start a career somewhere else? My girlfriend is English, so I think for me, number one would be the UK. I know there's like a thriving film and television industry there, and even if I'm gonna be there very soon for a few months, and you know I'm gonna check out what kind of work's going there as well, I would love to continue building my career in Australia, probably first and foremost. But it's a very dead industry here. So yeah, I probably wouldn't move to America and try a career there. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. I feel like maybe the UK is probably more where my kind of, you know, I don't know. It's a tricky question. What is your favourite box set that you own? King Alisar asks. Oh, I have this Superman box set, this DVD box set. It was like really limited. I would go and grab it, but it's in a box downstairs, I think. It's like a steel, it's like one of the first steel cases. It had all the original Christopher Reeves movies plus Superman Returns, I think, in this big like metal box. It was amazing. And there's like a digipack in it. Best box set I've ever owned. It's great. Thirst for Thrill keeps asking, what's your favourite Infinity Stone? I think there's a case of me not getting to a question. I'm sorry, thank you for spamming me with that. I don't know. Probably, again, Power Stone. I think Power Stone, Time Stone is great. I'd love to be able to, you know, Time Stone does the whole time thing. I love like the effects and everything they do when they stop time. It's great. Awesome. Yeah. Stephen Metal Slayer 117, have you heard of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy? Is that how apparently, allegedly, EA are like jumping ship? Yeah, I've heard that, and it doesn't impress me because I'm not impressed by the game to begin with. Sorry, I think it's a bit foggy. I'm not impressed. The game annoys me because I can never get onto a game. I can sit there for 40 minutes until I actually get onto a server, which annoys me. So the EA need to like fix their issues, fix their problems, as opposed to like jumping ship. I don't know if that's actually happening, but who knows? But yeah, I have heard the controversy. It's get me a little agitated here on a Sunday morning. Mad Zombie, my reasons for liking Warner Brothers more than Disney is a little more adult, more variety of films, horror, The Shining, Exorcist, It, and more comic book DC, Watchmen, 300, and V for Vendetta. That's very true. All really great movies. I feel like, yeah, Disney is like your fun, wholesome family entertainment, but if you want something a little bit dark, a little bit grungy, you go to one of the other studios like Warner Brothers or Universal or Fox or something like that. Nicholas Newland, not in a hurry to see Solo again. Blake Eisen asks, Dave, I want to make some sort of career around my love of cinema, but I don't know what to do or how to do it due to the difficulty of the industry. What are your tips? My tips are, you do it yourself. I mean, like, this industry is so closed. I've struggled for years to try and get proper work in the industry. Only work I've ever had is freelance stuff. Put yourself out there, work on yourself, work on your craft. Whether that be when I came out of university, I took a year off. I wrote a bunch of scripts, screenplays and stuff just wanted to get like my creativity flowing and stuff, just spend time on yourself. And just keep trying to kick down doors. Keep pestering people. Keep pestering people in the industry. Can I help out? Can I do this? Just build contacts. That's really all I can say, is like, just keep putting yourself out there and keep working on yourself. And be proactive. Be proactive. Blake has actually pledged $10 on the super chat. Thank you so much, Blake. That's amazing. Blake asks, I have to go eat brekkie and then go to Solo. Being fun. Final question for me. If you could meet one actor, actress, or director, who would it be? For me, it would be Tom Hanks or Spielberg. I think probably a living director, yeah, probably Steven Spielberg or George Lucas. I would just love to just pick the brains of those two guys. Even Martin Scorsese would be incredible. Just any of those guys that have been around for a while, who have seen the progression of cinema from like 1960s to now. I just love to pick their brains. Actor, that's a tougher one. That's a really tough one. I would just love to meet anyone from Marvel. I don't know, and just, again, fanboying. Robert Downey Jr. would be great to meet. Even some of the older guys, like maybe like Michael Caine or someone like that, would love to sit and just, you know, just shoot the breeze. Yeah. Thirst for Thrill, thanks for answering my... And thank you so much once again, Blake, for pledging $10. I hope you enjoy Solo and your breakfast. Sorry, I keep butchering this name. Dimension Scott asked, do you like the DC Extended Universe? It's like give and take for me. I didn't like the first few movies, but I've enjoyed the last couple. So I want them to do good, and I'm going to keep seeing their movies and just hopefully they keep getting bigger and better. Cole Hollerfield asks, I'm just getting into Blu-ray collecting. Do you have any tips or advice? My advice really is like, if you see something you want, grab it. Because these things, some of these movies can be in print for like such a short amount of time, and then you think back and you go, I should have grabbed that when I could have grabbed it. You know, just be smart, buy things on special, take advantage of deals. I'm not sure if you're in Australia, but take advantage of the JB Hi-Fi deals or like Amazon Black Friday deals or anything like that. I rarely ever pay full price for a movie unless it's like a favorite movie, like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars or a Disney. That's really the only things I ever really pay full price for. Most things, you know, you wait a month or a couple of months and you get it on special. So I feel like that's the biggest tip. Just spend wisely, buy what you can when you can. Jinx Productions, my favourite movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What are your thoughts on it? Amazing movie. Like, it's just incredible. Like, I think that's one of those early examples of two studios working together to make a movie. Very rare. The only other example I can think of that would be Sony and Disney working together to make Spider-Man Homecoming. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is incredible. You've got all the characters from Disney animation and Warner Brothers animation like meeting up, live action people. Great film. I love it so much. Golden Turkey 98. When you buy a 4K Blu-ray, what's worth 4K? Because I've recently switched over to buying 4K. Every time a new movie is released, I'm never sure whether to go Blu-ray or regular. Usually, my rule of thumb, again, is if it's been shot in 4K, mastered in 4K, it's going to be something worthwhile picking up on the format. If it's something that is upscaled from 2K, usually not worth it. But if it's something that's been remastered, like a new 4K scan of like a 35mm print or something, like an older movie catalog title, definitely worth it most of the time. Use Blu-ray.com. It's your best resource for Blu-ray reviews and stuff. They'll always give you a good review, let you know what the conversion, what the transfer and all that stuff's like. It's a great website. So if you're ever like going to buy the 4K or the Blu-ray, go on to Blu-ray.com and like compare the reviews. Jinx Productions, it was nice knowing you. Oh, it was nice knowing you too. Does that mean he's left? I'm not sure. No, because he said another one straight away. If only Civil War could have ended that easily. Oh, okay, that was when Iron Man burst into the room. Yeah. Zachary Roth. Now, hey Dave, congrats with 10K. I call that a funny intermission. Here's one question. where's your opinion with importing Blu-rays from the USA? I do it all the time. I import from the USA all the time as long as the title is region-free. I have no problems with importing titles. I just know that Amazon's been getting more and more expensive, and it's sort of sometimes harder and harder to order from time to time. So I try not to use Amazon so much, but I have no problem with importing from the USA. Another one from Deminition Scott. I think I got it right that time. Are you excited for The Incredibles? Yes! Incredibles 2, I'm seeing it this week. This Thursday, I think. Seen a couple of weeks early, which is awesome. I think my embargo is the following week. So my embargo lifts like a week before release. I'll get an early review up, maybe a couple of other videos. Really looking forward to that one. Conrad Severin asks, what do you think about the new Murder on the Orient Express? Personally, I thought it was fantastic. I haven't watched it yet. I love the old one. I haven't seen the new one yet, besides the mustaches. I'm looking forward to that one. Alicia Reed waves. That's my girlfriend. She may have sent that when I was talking about her earlier. I'm not sure. But hello, Alicia. She's probably in one of the other rooms doing something. She's watching the live chat. Nice to know. Hero TV. Hi. Hi. Bailey Vickers, what's your favourite Pixar movie? I feel like I'm going to do like a top 10 Pixar movies for Incredibles 2. But I have to say Toy Story. It's look up there. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that high up? No, you just make them out up the top. There's my Toy Story collection right up the top. I love Toy Story so much. It's one of my favourite animated movies of all time. Bear with me a second if I can get up here. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. I feel like... Okay, I'm not going to get Buzz, because Buzz is all the way up the back. This guy here. This is like an original Woody doll from 1994? 95, Toy Story. That's the original Woody doll. So this thing's almost as old as me. I still have that. This is my favourite thing. I would go to sleep with this guy. He's like my security blanket when I was a kid. Favourite movie. One of my favourite movies of all time. And this is the original Woody. Had the Tom Hanks voice on there too. Don't know what happened to the pull string. But yeah, no, I love Toy Story so much. You can sit there, Woody. It's a bit filthy. I'm going to just take a quick drink. So I've been talking non-stop for almost an hour. I did say I was only going to do this for an hour, but I might go a little bit longer because I've got so many questions here. I want to get to most of them. I love The Last Jedi. Don't know why I get so much hate. That's from Kubla98. I understand why people don't like it. I think there's a lot of really selfish reasons people don't like it, but I also think there are some criticisms that I think are worthwhile looking at and I think are valid, but they're things that I can personally overlook. If you didn't like the movie, if anyone didn't like the movie, that's fine. I mean, we don't all have to like the same things. The immense hatred that the movie got completely blew me away. I saw the preview screening the night before it was released. I was like 3 or 4 hours before the midnight screening. And I came out thinking, people are going to love this movie. Go back and watch my review. I was so ecstatic. I was like, oh my Lord, everyone's going to love this. And then I wake up the next morning and people were hating it. I couldn't understand that. But again, if you don't like it, to each their own. Sadly, I just couldn't understand that immense hatred for the movie. I love it. It's such a good movie. Just looking through some questions here. Adora of Etheria, good morning. Hi, one of my very early subscribers there, actually. Back from the Disney Dave days. Gary Leidement. How you doing, Gary? Nice to speak to you. Do you have other YouTube presenters you like watching? I do. My favourite YouTuber is a guy named Casey Neistat. I'm sure everyone's aware of Casey. He is my favourite YouTuber. I think he's, out of everyone on YouTube, he's the one who has inspired me probably the most to do my channel. and to I feel like his videos are just such little pearls of wisdom, and they really have inspired me so much to take risks, to do it my way, and to just, you know, I love Casey Neistat. When it comes to like movie reviewers, I love the Double Toasted guys, and I love Mr. Sunday Movies, who's awesome. A really great guy too. I love all those people. I do watch the like occasional Jeremy Jahns, Chris Stuckman. I feel like I have kind of polarizing views with those guys sometimes, but I do like to watch them and hear their thoughts on stuff. But yeah, they're probably my favorite YouTubers out there at the moment. Will you do a video on the release of The Incredibles? That's from the Punk Otaku Scribe. I will. I'll do a few videos. Again, you probably wrote this before I said it, but I'll have the preview screening next week, and then I'll be allowed to release my review the week after, and then I'll probably do like a top 10 Pixar movies, and I don't know, I'll figure it out as I'll fly by the seat of my pants as I always do. And yeah, I'll do a couple of videos around that. Oh, we've got another super chat. Christopher Manu has pledged $8. Thank you so much. Again, I had no idea this was a thing, but thanks so much. Christopher says, Dave, congrats on 10K. Love your videos. You inspire me to collect. Thoughts on the Obi-Wan and Boba movies that could drop? Thanks from the Gold Coast. I love the Gold Coast, by the way. Great place. I was there not long ago, actually. I thank you once again so much for pledging. I am so excited for an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Give it to me right now. I want it now. Get Ewan McGregor right now. Me and Ewan McGregor. Give me a camera. I'll make it if it's going to make it quicker. I cannot wait for that movie. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be just like so good. That's what I'm waiting for. And Boba Fett movie will be sick as well. I love Boba Fett. Probably my favourite. No, I was going to say my favourite Star Wars villain, but that would be Vader. Followed by Boba Fett. I can't wait. Are they gonna? I don't know. Are they gonna converge the two movies or something? I'm not sure. Thank you once again for the pledge. Savannah again asked, Dave, are you going to buy the Jurassic Park steelbooks when they come out next month in Australia? Steelbooks releasing in 4K. No, I bought a bunch of steelbooks from the UK a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago probably, and they're very, very, very similar to the 4K steelbooks that are coming out here. So I don't need the 4K steelbooks. I have, however, bought the 4K box set from the US, which I'm excited about. It's got all 4 movies, as opposed to the one that's coming out in Australia only has 3. Carter Lovejoy. Oops, it's gone right back to the top. Rank the Indiana Jones films. I feel like there's a video in that too, but Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. What's that last movie? Does that movie exist? What an awful movie. It was so bad. You know, I only watched Crystal Skull twice. I watched it in cinemas, and I remember going, that was awful. And then rewatching it a few years later going, you know, it can't be that bad. It's that bad. I'm trying to make my way through that. There's so much stuff coming through. Hi from Texas, from Pedro Hernandez. G'day, Texas. Hello. Carl Lovejoy, again, what do you think of Sony? To me, they feel like money makers with animated movies like the Emoji Movie and live action movies. I like Sony. I think Sony has some pretty good output. I like that they're finally playing a little bit nice with Marvel, but I'm not too sure what to think about their Spideyverse. I don't like the idea of them like doing this universe that they're trying to like ride on the coattails of Marvel by trying to like integrate the universe, but not officially. I don't like that, but otherwise I don't have a huge issue with Sony. I think they're great. They do put out some. I haven't seen Emoji Movie, and I don't think I will. But yeah, I don't have a problem with them. There's not really any studio I don't like. And you guys got to be careful. I can't dig myself into a hole because I have contacts with all these guys. But honestly, to be completely honest, I don't have any problems with any of the studios. I think they all produce some really great stuff, and they all produce some really crap stuff too. That's every studio. Carter Lovejoy, do you like the Irwin family, the Steve Irwin, etc.? Yeah, I love them. I remember when Steve Irwin died, and we were in school, and in high school, it was probably year 10 or 11, I just remember it. People running around like Steve Irwin's dead, like Steve Irwin's just died. This was like the early days of the internet sort of being accessible at school. So all the big news would drop at school before you went home. This guy's died. He died. It's crazy. I remember watching his funeral live on TV. I recorded that. I have it on VHS somewhere, I think. I love Steve Irwin. I went to his animal farm once when I was like a kid, his zoo. But I loved Steve Irwin. And the Irwin family is just wonderful. I think they're keeping the spirit of Steve alive. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, Steve Irwin was great. I have his book somewhere. Or Terry Irwin wrote a book about Steve, which is a really great book too. Favourite Studio Ghibli films? I have not watched too many of them, so I can't comment on that. But Howl's Moving Castle I watched and really enjoyed. That's one that stands out. Adora of Etheria is female as well. Yeah, so that's in reply to Savannah, who asked if she's the only female in the room. Nicholas Newland, it's not casting I'm concerned about. Lai Shang is not in the film at all, and the villain is now a witch. That's off the top of my head. It's not a musical, which I'm okay with. That's in reply to the Mulan stuff. Again, I'm so delayed here. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that movie. I think they have to be really careful with that, and it sounds like they're making some strange, like, radical moves with it, which might not be the best. What's your favourite book about Disney history? Nick Deleu asks. I know a lot of Disney historians, a lot of Disney fans hate me for saying this, but I will continue to praise this book and this one. I don't know if anyone has a problem with this one. This one right here, it's the biography of Walt Disney by Neil Gabler. Now, apparently, Gabler, again, I'm going to use that word polarizing. He paints this very, very polarizing view of Walt Disney, which I love about this, because so many Disney history books, you sort of get the wishy-washy version, the Disney studio version of what they want you to think. You know, Walt was a human, and Walt had flaws. I don't think you should believe any of like the really negative stuff about Walt, like him being misogynist or racist or anything. None of that is true. That's all crap. But he was a very stern, very harsh man, and I suppose he was human. So he like all of us. He had his vices. He was a very heavy smoker. He was a very stern man. He was very stern when he made his movies. He was very stern with his staff. But at the end of the day, he was a great guy. And I love the way that this book, and a lot of Disney historians don't like it because it paints that sort of, shines a little bit of a negative light on him, I suppose. But I love that about it. And this book inspired me so much. And I think the fact that this guy was just so human and so normal, and that peel that mask away, and there's just a very great businessman behind the face that you see. I think it's great. Again, don't believe any of that crap you hear about him being misogynist or racist or anything, because he wasn't. He was a really good guy. But again, like all humans, he had other vices. Not racist, not misogynist. I have to put a stop to that. I hate it when people say that. I also love this book, Disney War. This chronicles the period of Disney history, like 1970s through the 1990s. This is like the turning point of where Disney became a multimedia conglomerate, and how Eisner, Katzenberg, Wells sort of turned it around from a fledgling company in the 1980s to what it is now. Really wonderful book. Both of those, I would just recommend both of those so much. You would get like almost a complete history of the Disney studio from both of those books. So that's two. Savannah asked, do you own any TV shows? Lots of TV shows. Haven't done a video on that yet though, but I have a lot of TV shows. Pirate Warrior Andy 25. Which film backlash do you think had it worse? The recent Star Wars movies or Frozen? Star Wars. People hate them. I don't get it. And they're hating them on some levels. It's just really silly stuff. And there's like YouTube channels devoted to hating on the movies. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you could devote so much time talking, making content about stuff you hate. I don't find that proactive. I want to make videos that are just like positive, make people happy, make people entertained. I don't like this idea of making videos about stuff I don't like. If I don't like something, I don't want to talk about it. Certainly don't want to waste my time making videos about it. There's a bunch of people out there who do that. Good on them. They enjoy making that content, that's fine. But me personally, I couldn't. I feel like those movies have copped just such a backlash. And again, it's fine if you don't like the movie, but it's the level that people hating on this franchise is just, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before. We've got CH has come in and said Soilo. So this is obviously it's a troll, actually. Hello, CH. He's one of my trolls. Which is, I love having trolls. It's actually, I've got to be honest, it's one of my favourite parts about YouTube, the fact that I have trolls. And there are these people, there's like a handful of them, who will come on, no doubt, every time I put up a video, within minutes, I'll get a dislike, I'll get a thumbs down, and then I'll get stupid comments. And I love it that there are people out there who actually actively subscribe to my channel, and then they see one of my videos come up, and for some reason, they just feel like they need to comment or say something. Maybe it's for attention, I don't know. But I love that. I love the fact that there's people out there who just want to... I just don't get it. I just find it fun. I find it really fun. Do you have a favourite Tim Burton film? Mine's Sweeney Todd. That's from Mo Achaki. Yes, Batman. Batman 1989. Batman. It's 89. Love it. Tim Burton, again, is one that I like touch and go with. Edward Scissorhands I really love as well. Some of his like more recent stuff I can't get into. But yeah, Batman. I love his Batman. Mad Zombie, thanks for replying. By the way, it's Saturday night, North America. I'm watching this knowing it's the morning in Australia. It's really weird. Time zone's really weird. Cole Hollifield from the UK. More from the UK. Hello. Mad Zombie, Carla Lovejoy, favourite YouTube movie reviewers. I answered that one. Son of Krypton, congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Molly Bowers. Hi, Molly. How are you? J.L. Leichter. When do you think the Jungle Book will come out in Signature Collection? I'm thinking probably maybe next year. I feel like it's about time for that to see its cycle. From memory, that was one of the last diamonds. So it will be like sort of at the end of the cycle. But I feel like maybe next year or the year after, the Jungle Book. Son of Krypton says, I heard they're re-releasing The Incredibles on 4K. Yes, they are. It's coming out in a couple of weeks in America. And here as well, I think, in Australia. Haven't heard anything about a UK release yet. But yeah, it is coming out. I'm waiting to see reviews on that before I repurchase that one. CH, do you think Disney 3D Blu-rays will become collectible? Probably. People are asking big money for the 3Ds already on eBay, which is crazy. Like you go on like couple of $100 for a 3D Blu-ray. It's nuts. Like the aftermarket for Disney stuff is crazy. CH has come with a good question. Maybe he isn't one of my trolls. I'm sorry if I labelled you a troll. Oh, I feel really bad now. But you did write Soilo, and it triggered me a little bit. But yeah, a reasonable question there. Do you think? Yeah, I think there's like a crazy aftermarket for that kind of stuff. JL Leichter, yeah, it needs a signature collection. I feel like I'm jumping all over the place with these questions. If you haven't watched Place Beyond the Pines, I highly recommend it, from Chandler Hoskins. Love it. I've watched it. I loved it. I'm so far behind here. Damoon asks, have I made a letterbox yet? Again, yeah, I started one and never did anything with it. Carter Lovejoy, did you see Disaster Artist? Yes, I liked it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Electro, what is the next big JB Hi-Fi sale? And is there a place to see when sales might be coming out? The next big sale is probably, I think they do like a bigger sale like July, but the biggest one will be Boxing Day, so end of year sales. Not really anywhere to see where sales might be coming out. You just sort of have to go by previous years. They usually stick to a very similar schedule. Have you got Memento on Blu-ray? Golden Turkey House? Yes, I do. Great movie. Love it. Nicholas Newland, you said you wanted to see people's hauls from buy one, get one free sale. What do you want me to share it to? Instagram, I spent way too much. Any upcoming sales to wait for? Anywhere. Post it Twitter, maybe, because JB Hi-Fi will definitely see it. JB and me on Twitter, we have like a conversation going, so JB will definitely see it. Tag me, tag JB. If not, over on Facebook as well. I'm not sure if they see any of the stuff that's posted over there. I'm just trying to make my way down the list here because it's, oh, that's an easy way to do it. So many questions. We've gone 15 minutes over time. It's all right. I'm going to try and get to, I'm trying to get to these because there are still people in here, still people coming in. DreamWorks Man 435. Hey, Dave, Andrew from Gibraltar. That's crazy. Been subscribed for a year now. What's your favourite Disney live-action film from this decade that's not Marvel or Star Wars? Mine's Cinderella 2015. Favourite live-action Disney movie? I loved Maleficent. I thought Maleficent was great. Jungle Book was great. I also like the sports movies like $1 Million Arm and what was the other one? McFarland USA. Really great movies. Carter Lovejoy, what are your thoughts on Kathleen Kennedy? For some stupid reason, everyone's saying she's ruining Star Wars. They want Lucas back. I think Kennedy's doing a great job. I've loved all the movies. The only one thing I feel like is that they need to employ more of like a Marvel-style system where all their movies are planned properly. Because what I understand, and I could have sworn, you know, that that they would have had a plan, a proper like structure for their for the trilogy, but apparently JJ came in. This is what I've just read. I don't know if this is crap or not. Apparently JJ wrote like 1, 2, and 3 treatments for 7, 8, and 9 treatments. And then when Rian Johnson came in, Kennedy and whoever's running Lucasfilm said, you can either stick with JJ's treatment or go and do your own thing. And naturally, Rian Johnson goes, I'm going to do my own thing. Well, I love that. I feel like maybe you should stick to a formula. That's the only qualm maybe I have about Lucasfilm. And I feel like they're so quick to hire these directors and then flick them off. Maybe they need like a proper vetting process where they get the right person the first time around. They were lucky with Rogue One. They were lucky with Han Solo. That in the end the movies actually turned out really good. But one of these days it's gonna backfire on them. So that's the only thing. I have no problem with Kathleen Kennedy or Rian Johnson or anyone over at Lucasfilm. I feel like maybe they just need to employ more of a system where they have a plan for what they're doing instead of riding by the seat of their pants. That's my only sort of thing where I feel like, yeah, that they could do a little bit better. But I still loved Last Jedi. I thought it was great. Ben Shannon, hi Dave, could you do a video on how you import your media from different countries? Thanks. Hi Ben, I've been thinking about doing that. People have been asking me about that. I actually thinking about it the other day, and I will do that very soon, like a guide to importing and stuff. Sam Calcagno, do you like horror movies? I love them, but my favourites are the Scream series. I am not a huge horror fan. I prefer like jump scare movies, like The Conjuring or something like that, to like blood and gore, like like slasher movies and stuff. Can't do that. But The Shining is one of my favourite movies of all time. I think that's like my favourite horror movie ever. Connor Stearman, hello. King Elisar, what do you think of the most overrated movies? Oh, I don't know. I don't like Frozen. I've been vocal about that in the past. I don't like Frozen. I think that's very overrated. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like people should enjoy what they want to enjoy. People don't love Star Wars or Marvel as much as me. If people are really passionate about a movie or something, that they just want to share that passion, and whether it's overrated or just people sharing like an immense love for something, I think just let them have it. Let them have it. But for Frozen is one thing where I'm just like, why is that so popular? I mean, I get it, but Tangled was better. Tangled was better. Just go through these questions here. Look, there's so many questions. I'm just trying to make my way down the list once again. Son of Krypton, I need to pick up Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Toy Story trilogy on Blu-ray. Do it. They all look amazing on Blu-ray. They really, really do. JL Lichter, how many Disney movies do you own in total? A lot. What's your favourite Disney movie of all time? Fantasia. Love Fantasia. Or Snow White, probably. How many Disney movies? You know what, guys? I will be back in a moment. I'm going to find out for you. I will find out for you how many Disney movies I own. So just give me 1 minute. I'll be back. I had to check. We've got like a movie app on the iPad where I keep track of all my movies. Someone else is using the iPad, but I had a look. There's like 250 titles. That's just live action and animation. I didn't count any of the documentaries and stuff, but it's like 250 titles, which is, yeah, it's a lot when you think about it. I've got a couple of super chats here that I should get to. Picture Goer, pledged $15. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Interesting that the Australian Incredibles 4K appears to be 2-disc edition released in the US, but as far as I know, we only get the 1-disc version in Oz. Yeah, we did only get a 1-disc version. That's right, you're correct. Yeah, that's strange. I don't know, I guess because it's 4K, Disney really want to try and try and sell you that pack. So chuck in as many discs as possible, and I think they'll sell it better than like a 1-disc thing. I think they know that because there's been a bit of a backlash of them getting rid of stuff like DVDs and stuff like digital copies and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe they're making an effort, which is good. Blake Ison also pledged $10. Thank you so much. Again, thank you to everyone who's pledging on the Super Chat. It's amazing. I didn't even know this was a thing. So thank you so much. JB quoted my haul, he says, and I loved it. Just quickly, I wanted to say, between yourself and La La Land, I've been inspired to follow my dreams and give cinema my best shot. So for that, I say thank you. Thank you so much, Blake. That's amazing to hear. In some way, I feel like I want to inspire people on this platform. I feel like I've, I don't know, I feel like I have... I just want to spread positivity and make people happy, give them entertainment. If I inspire people on the way, I mean that's an added bonus. So thank you for saying that, Blake. That's really, really wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, and thank you for the pledge. Just again, we're going to get back to some questions here. My son Park says, I got Black Panther Blu-ray. Awesome. I'm waiting for mine to arrive from the USA. I got the 4K coming from, not from the USA, from Canada, from my mate in Canada, Vincent. He's sending me Black Panther 4K. Bailey Vickers asks, do you collect the posters from Empire magazines? My bedroom wall used to be plastered in those Empire magazine posters. I actually have, this one was hanging up. Last Jedi was hanging up there. I don't buy Empire as much as usual. I only really ever buy them if, like, Star Wars is on it or Marvel is on it. They're so expensive now. I remember they used to be like $5. They're like $12 now. And I think, this is funny, yeah. Oh. Bear with me a moment. I have them. I have a lot of these old... A lot of these used to be on my wall. Because I used to have a subscription, actually, Empire. So I'd get them every month. And yeah, that's like a whole bunch of posters there that I'd saved. And my wall in my bedroom was plastered with them at one point. Maybe I should plaster the walls in here. I don't know. But yeah, I do. I did. I used to collect them. They give you like 3 or 4 posters now. It only ever used to be 2. It's crazy. Mo Achaki, my favourite film of all time is The Blues Brothers. I know you mentioned a number of times, but that you love the film too? Have you seen Blues Brothers 2? I have seen Blues Brothers 2000, maybe once or twice. Wasn't great, wasn't the best. The music in it's a lot of fun, but John Goodman is no John Belushi, sadly. John Belushi was just amazing. You can't pardon me, little hiccup. You can't replicate that. Blues Brothers is just incredible. Carla Lovejoy, when will Disney release their older titles on 4K? The only one they release now is The Prestige because of the Nolan 4K set, and now they're releasing Incredibles. I believe, if you go to Sanity, was it Sanity or Easy DVD? Easy DVD, I think, has listings for Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron in 4K. Coming out in June, apparently. It's the first I've ever heard of that. So maybe this could be the start of them starting to re-release their back catalogue. I don't see them doing animation in 4K, like the older titles, for a while anyway. I don't know, maybe they will. Maybe it'll rest on how well Incredibles sells. Probably going to sell very well, I imagine, because it's Incredibles and people love that. JL like to ask, do you miss Harrison Ford in Star Wars? I do. Yeah, I do. I really do. The saddest thing about watching Solo was like thinking, this young kid, he's going to die with a lightsaber to the heart one day. Sorry, spoilers for The Force Awakens! But yeah. Yeah, I miss Harrison Ford in Star Wars. I wish Harrison, Mark, and Carrie could have had like one last scene together. That's another one of my just gripes with the new movies. I have very few gripes with the new movies, but that's one of them. I really wish that they had a chance to do that. Chandler Hoskins asked my thoughts on Ratatouille. That's probably my least favourite Pixar movie. Not a bad movie, it's just one that I just never connected with on the same level I did with the other ones, I suppose. Maybe I have to revisit. I'm going to say, besides Cars 2, Ratatouille is probably like bottom tier for me. If you like it, that's fine. That's good. Do you like Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, Cleveland Show, Family Guy? Sam Calcagno. I've never watched Bob's Burgers. I love The Simpsons. Simpsons was my childhood. Simpsons was my childhood. Love The Simpsons. I can quote about every episode of that. Cleveland Show I didn't enjoy, but I love Family Guy as well. My Son Park, when your mailbox coming? When's your mailbox coming? What do you mean? Unboxing? I did say I was going to do a live unboxing, but there's just so many questions here. I'm trying to get through them all. So yeah. Pirate Warrior Andy, thoughts on Zootopia? I really liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Sam Calcagno, do you like Stranger Things? Haven't watched it. I've got to get on that. JL liked it. Do you like what they did with Bambi? What do you mean? What did they do with Bambi? Not sure. I'm not sure. What did they do with Bambi? Let me know. What inspired you to collect Blu-rays? Dimension Scott. I'm sorry, you have such a hard name to pronounce. I really, really do apologise for just butchering it. Just my immense love for movies and cinema, and I would prefer to buy a movie for like $8 than rent a movie for $5. And I have it to own, and I can build a collection that way and refer back to movies. And for me, it's like building like a catalogue of, if I'm writing something or I need to go back to a particular movie, I could just go back to it so easily. If it was just if I hide it, I don't own it. if I stream it, there's a big possibility that when I need to go back to it, it's gone. Buy it on hard copy, and you've got it there forever. And I've built a good collection of about 4,500 movies across Blu-ray and DVD. That includes TV shows too. Ranger Collector 62492, what's up? Just live chatting. What's up with you? Carter Lovejoy ranked all of M. Night Shyamalan's films, including After Earth and the abomination he made, known as I avoided Last Airbender. After Earth was terrible. And I don't know. I would have to think about that, but Sixth Sense would be number one for me, probably. Ranger Collector's a big fan. Thank you so much. Do all 4K titles have regular Blu-ray included? Son of Krypton asks. Not all of them. Most of them do when they first come out, but then sometimes they will they'll phase out the Blu-ray. I picked up Logan during the JB Hi-Fi sale on 4K, got home, realised it didn't have a Blu-ray disc in it, which is annoying because they very rarely put the special features on the 4K disc. You need the Blu-ray disc for the features. Annoys me, so I had to take that back to another store who had the version with the Blu-ray in it. I was able to swap it over. But yeah, just be careful. Some don't have the Blu-ray. Have you ever been to an FYE, Carter Lovejoy? No, I haven't actually. I've never been into an FYE store. Connor Stearman, do you think Disney will release Star Wars 1 to 7 Rogue One on 4K soon? I feel like there's somewhat announcement that we're getting the first two Avengers movies in 4K. Tells me that we'll probably at least get maybe 7 and 8 and Rogue One on 4K at some point very soon. So quick question, you like superhero stuff and Disney stuff? At one point this show was owned by Disney, but do you like Power Rangers or do you like Power Rangers? Oh, the Disney did have Power Rangers at one point. Didn't see the new movie, but I loved Power Rangers as a kid. Did they... Are they a New Zealand thing? Or they filmed in New Zealand, Power Rangers, for a while there. I think they were filming in New Zealand. But I loved Power Rangers as a kid. Not something I've really ever gone back to, but yeah, I loved them. Carter Lovejoy asks, where can I get Blu-ray slipcovers online? Usually go to a site called Blu-rays for Everyone, or sometimes I use eBay. Yeah, either of those two places. Or go to Blu-ray.com. There's like a forum on there where people are just selling slipcovers. I've bought a lot through there too. Do you own all the MCU movies? From Mr. Scott. Yes, I do. I own all of them. Some of them multiple versions of. But yeah, I own all of them. There'll probably be like some massive box set coming out soon, I think. Sorry, my little chat thing, it looks very different to like a normal, it's like this little chat thing in the corner, and navigating through it's actually quite hard. So I have to like just be very careful the way I do it, or it jumps all over the place. What's your favourite signature collection that you collected? From J.L. Lichter. Signature collection. Probably... I don't know. I haven't been a huge fan of all of them so far. Beauty and the Beast was probably my least favourite because it just dumped all the old special features, even though I have them all. But I like the cover on that one. Maybe The Lion King. Finally gave me a chance to own some of those special features on hard copy. What's your thoughts on a potential Cruella de Vil movie and a Black Widow movie? Cruella de Vil movie will be cool, especially if they get Emma Stone. Wasn't she like rumoured to be in it? I think that'll be great. Black Widow movie, I can't wait for that. I am dying to see a Black Widow movie. I hope they do it well. I don't know what they could do with it at this point. Probably a prequel or something, but I fully welcome that. I can't wait to see that. I love Scarlett, and I think she finally, come on, doesn't she finally deserve her own movie? I mean, it's been 10 years, and she's been like, she's been wingman the whole time. Give her front and center. I want to see a Black Widow movie, absolutely. Sam Calcagno, can 4K work if you put the disc in a normal DVD player? No, it can't. Again, it's the same as Blu-ray. You need the 4K player for it. Same as you need a Blu-ray player for Blu-ray. But on 4K players, you can play Blu-rays and DVDs. Carter Lovejoy misses Carrie Fisher. I really miss Carrie Fisher too. I love her so much. If you haven't read this, please read this book. Buy this book. It's amazing. It's like her diaries from when she was making Star Wars. Incredible. I love Carrie Fisher so much. I miss her too. I really miss her. CH says, congrats on the 10K subs. My 8-year-old daughter and I enjoy your Disney movie reviews. Thank you for keeping your channel fun and kid-friendly. My pleasure. Again, apologies that I jumped and called you a troll earlier. I have a troll on here who has a very similar name to yours. So I futzed out, but thank you so much. I said futzed there. I do keep it kid-friendly on here. I just feel like, especially when I started as Disney Dave, I felt like if I'm doing Disney videos, I'm doing videos on family entertainment, I do need to keep it family-friendly, and I feel like it just involves everyone. So I just don't, I don't see the point in sitting here and screaming and yelling and swearing and stuff. But occasionally sort of getting triggered. I won't say triggered, just getting a little bit riled up by trolls. And again, apologies that I labelled you one earlier, especially when I saw Soylo. What is? I mean, come on with those people. Soylo. Sam Calcagno says, please do more live streams. How's it going, guys? Okay, we're an hour and a half in. I feel like I should probably close it off soon. I just want to get to as many questions as I can. Is this live stream okay? I see I've managed to hold the attention of most people, which is pretty good. Let me know. Do you want more live streams? Do I make this like a regular thing, like maybe once a month or something? Just let me know. I've had fun doing this. This has gone much better than I thought it would, to be completely honest. I am losing my voice a little bit, so I will have to go very soon. I'm going to try and get through a couple more questions. Thoughts on the Twilight Saga, Carter Lovejoy. I watched the first one. Let me fix my hair. I watched the first one twice. I think I went to see it with someone at the cinemas, and then a friend came over to make my mum watch it, and then my auntie came, and then it was like a whole Twilight. I couldn't do it again. I didn't watch the other ones, but there you go. Again, people like them, and that's okay. Did you see how the Black Panther... Oh, I've lost it again. Did you see how the Black Panther release at Walmart in the US does not have the multi-screen banner? Yes! I saw that. How good is that? That is awesome. I hate that multi-screen stuff. Get rid of it. And I'm glad, yeah, there's that exclusive version that doesn't have it on there. It's crazy. Do you, JL liked it, do you know Restore TV 1, and when do you think the unaltered Star Wars will come out? I don't know if the unaltered Star Wars will ever come out. I hope Disney do. I can see Disney putting them on 4K at some point, the Star Wars movies, whether they release the special editions or whether they put the old ones out, the original theatricals. I hope they do that one day. I can't speak on that. I'm not sure. Gary Luderman says 15th of August for the Avengers movies on 4K, Dave. So there you go. 15th of August in Australia, apparently. There's no word on an American release or a UK release or anything. I think maybe a French release. I looked into it, but there you go. Apparently. I don't know how official that is. There's been like no official announcement or anything, but it's there. It's there. So quite a big possibility. Ranger Collector says, yeah, the Power Rangers filmed in New Zealand for a while. I love the new movie. As a super fan, you should check out my channel. I have a pretty big Power Ranger collection. I'll do that. I'll have a look at your channel later on. Carter Lovejoy, Diamond Edition Blu-ray, Signature Edition Blu-ray, Disney animated titles. Diamond Editions, they were jam-packed with special features. Some of those early ones have amazing features like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty had like 6, 7, 8 hours worth of stuff on there, which is just not on the Signature Editions, which I hate. And whether, and if they do make it onto the Signature, they're like delegated to or relegated to to digital only, which I don't like that either. Bailey Vickers, I wonder why Disney didn't release Coco in 3D here in Australia. Don't know. The local Disney arm distribution has been very weird like that lately. Some movies are getting 4K releases and 3D releases. Some are just getting 3D releases. Some are just getting 4K releases. I don't understand the logic behind it, but it's a thing they've been doing recently. I feel like, I don't know, they're just trying to find their market, I think. Are they trying, what's selling better, 4K, 3D? I feel like they're probably going to phase out 3D here in Australia as well. That's the impression I get there. Cat of Lovejoy, if Disney buys Fox, do you think they'll make good Fantastic Four movies and have the X-Men and Deadpool in the MCU? Fantastic Four, X-Men, I think, will be like a priority for them to get into the MCU. Deadpool's going to be a tricky one. I feel like Deadpool's the only one that they might not have to reboot because it's just so self-referential and so just like meta, I guess you want to call it. It's that thing where I don't think they'll need to reboot Deadpool, but being an R-rated thing, 18 plus, I don't know how they're going to get around that. First for Thrill asks, Transformers or Power Rangers? Not a huge Transformers fan, so I'll probably go Power Rangers there. Sam Calcagno, do you count yourself as a Harry Potter fan? I think so. I would like to say I am, but I've only seen the first 4 movies and only read the first 3.5 books. So I'm probably not a true fan, but I do like Harry Potter. Twin Kids, Star Wars or Marvel? I love them both, but I feel like the Marvel movies have just been incredible lately. I just love the way Marvel make movies, and I just think it's so just unique to cinema. And I think I chop and change depending what movie's out, I guess. But at the moment, it's probably Marvel for me. I just love the way they're doing their movies. JL Laker says yes, more live streams. All right, think we'll be doing more live streams. Few people saying more live streams. Nicholas Newland, more live streams. Cat of Lovejoy, do you think Michael Bay will ever make a good film? And I think when he said there'll be 14 more Transformers movie, I think he's trolling haters of his and I don't know. Michael Bay is just one of those guys that makes popcorn flicks, isn't he? It's just like I think again, people can get enjoyment from what they want to get enjoyment from, and I think he's just a guy that you go to if you just want to waste some brain cells. You want to eat some popcorn and watch a film. But I don't think he'll ever do anything other than what he's doing at the moment. Maybe if that's what you're asking. 14 more Transformers movies. Oh, Lord help us. JL Lighter, do you like WWE? No, I've never really been into like the whole wrestling thing. Okay, Dimension Scott. It's okay, Dave. My name is pronounced like the math word dimension. Dimension Scott. I was very close. Thank you so much for clearing me up on that. I'll remember that next time. J Mendez says Mexico has its own superheroes. Awesome. I love Mexico. I love like the whole culture and stuff of Mexico. I'd love to know about some Mexico superheroes. Oh, Chavo, Choplin, Pepe. I'd love to know about these guys. That'd be awesome. Twin Kids, how do you react to people if they will call your little kid for liking Star Wars or Disney? Okay, this is something I get a lot, actually. We're going to get personal now, guys. We're going to get a little personal. When I was younger, I had an immense love for Star Wars. I always have. And I've loved, again, Disney for quite a long time. And I was bullied younger for liking Star Wars. I was. I was probably bullied throughout school, I guess. But a lot of that came from me liking things like Star Wars and the Beatles and just people that would just make funny. They would find something that you love and try and tear it down. I learned very early on that the only people that are going to make fun of you are the people that either feel jealous of you for some reason or just people who want attention. And my way of dealing with that is just playing up to it, you know? All right, whatever, I'm a little kid, whatever, that's fine. Deal with it. Just don't show them that you're affected by it. You don't care. And that's why I love my trolls. Because they come on here and they feed me with their bait and I'll bite. Because, you know, it might not be what they want. They might not want you to bite back. bite back, you know? You're not a little kid for liking Disney or Star Wars or whatever. I mean, entertainment is made for people. Walt Disney famously said, I don't make pictures for children, I make pictures for audiences. And that's what movies are for. They're for audiences. You're not instantly a child because you like a fun family picture. You know, so just don't let people tear you down if you're getting teased or bullied over liking entertainment. I mean, that's silly. But the funniest thing was, I guess, I was teased, throughout primary school for liking Star Wars, the Beatles. There was one kid in particular would tease me for liking the Beatles all the time throughout primary school. First day of high school. I went to high school with the same kid. First day of high school, he showed up wearing a Beatles t-shirt. And I knew from that moment that I'd won. Very simple. A few years later, there was like it was like a rainy day, wet day. Sometimes it was like raining outside at lunchtime. They'd let you come inside, spend time inside. They probably still do it at schools. They might put a movie on. I remember going inside to see what movie they were playing. They were playing a Star Wars movie. This kid was front and center. That's when you know you won. Okay, so just don't, people give you crap like that. Just don't pay attention to them. And just be yourself. Never be ashamed to be yourself. Never be ashamed to like what you like. Just be unashamedly yourself. Be who you are. And that's what I'm doing right here. I don't care. I got people coming on here going, you're a grown man with a beard talking about Disney movies. You know what? I don't care. This guy right here was like a 60, 70-year-old bloke with a mustache who was making the movies, all right? So there you go. That's all I have to say on that. But yeah, just don't, and if you want to have a little fun with them and feed them, I feed the trolls. I'm aware that I feed the trolls. I'm sure many of you have seen me have little conversations with the trolls on here. And I know that that's probably playing into their hand in some respects, but it shuts them down really quickly sometimes when you snap back in a way that they don't expect. So just be yourself. That's all I have to say to that, because in the end, you're always going to be the one who wins. Because without repeating myself, just be yourself. Do you know anyone who likes Attack of the Clones? I like Attack of the Clones. It's my least favourite of the Star Wars movies, but I appreciate it for what it is. Gary, Lineman C Die Hard is on JB now for 4th of July release. Bought my Amazon US, arriving Monday with 3 other 4Ks. Got mine as well. My 4K Die Hard from the US. Couldn't wait. One of my favourite movies ever. Loved it. Twin Kids, which death shocked you the most in Infinity War? Not going to get into spoilers. I'm sorry, I can't answer that one. Said at the beginning, no spoiler. I know a lot of people have seen it by now, but I'm not going to spoil anything. We got another super chat here from Picture Goer, another $8. Thank you so much. Honestly, you don't have to. You don't have to do the super chat, but this is so appreciated. I'd love a Criterion release of the Star Wars original trilogy, original cuts. However, that would be great. If anyone could put out those movies and do them justice, really nice special feature with it would be Criterion. I'd love to see that. Like Criterion release the original Star Wars movies. Yeah. We're nearly at 2 hours here, guys. It's like nearly 10 a.m. I'm going to try and get to a few more questions. I'll probably close off. Apparently, I'm lagging too. So, yeah. Have I watched Star Wars Holiday Special, Twin Kids? Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. JL liked it. Do you watch physical or digital media more? I watch all my TV stuff digital, like streaming and stuff. I do not ever watch movies digital if I can avoid it. So it's always physical. Carter Lovejoy, you ever heard of the Flick Pick? John Flickinger, he's a YouTuber. I have heard of him. I do enjoy him. I don't watch him as much as I probably should. I don't feel like he uploads a lot anymore, but he does actually do some really great stuff. I do enjoy his stuff. Sam Calcagno, do you like Scarlet Witch? Personally, really like her character. Love Scarlet Witch, and if you do, I'm hoping this is still available. So I'm going to plug another book. I'm sure I have a. Oh, be careful, my C-3PO. This is great. This is like. Get this book if you love Scarlet Witch. Like some of her original runs from the Marvel Comics, it's awesome. Yeah, I love Scarlet Witch. I think she's great. And I think Elizabeth Olsen is fantastic too. My phone is buzzing, so I just got to get to that. Twin Kids actually asked, do I get hate comments? This is sort of, I guess, to go back to that other question. Yeah, all the time, man. All the time. And like I said, it's like troll. Go through any of my Star Wars videos, like Star Wars fans killed Star Wars, anything like that. There is like thousands and thousands of hate comments. And it's, at first, it's a little confronting. You do get stuff like, I hope you die. I hope your family dies. This just really stupid crap. Just don't pay attention to it, you know? It's part and parcel of being on YouTube. If you can't deal with that, maybe you shouldn't be on YouTube. I feel like if someone's on YouTube can't handle that, unfortunately, it is the unfortunate downside of having a platform like this. You can always turn off comments and stuff, but I feel like if you can't handle that kind of thing, you need to rethink whether you want to put yourself out on a platform. Like I said in the past, I've just never cared about what people say about me, what people say to me, whatever. I just brush it off. I don't care. I don't let things affect me because I feel like, why? Why let someone tear you down? It's just, it's silly. It's not silly to let people tear you down, because I know it's hard for some people to deal with it. But it's silly for other people to want to tear you down. That's why I just think you're being such a silly person. I'm not going to let you tear me down like you are. But yeah, always hate comments, always. And I will most likely all the time bite back and shut them down real fast. So yeah. Mo, which Walt Disney Animation Studio film do you feel deserves a lot more love? Fantasia, I feel like it's so underrated. People need to appreciate the art of that movie. Like, so much was just innovated in that film. I feel like more people need to go back and watch that for what it is. I understand it's a very different movie, like short animated sequences set to music, but I feel like a lot of people need to go back and appreciate that. What's the best Disney and Pixar movie to watch on 4K? From Sam Calcagno. Anything really looks great. I think Tangled looks really great on Blu-ray. All the early animated movies like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, they all look great. Pixar movie 4K, I think there's only been Cars 3 and Coco so far. That neither of those transfers blew me away on 4K. Kind of Love Joy, just see a series of unfortunate events on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet. I want to get to it though, because I really loved that. I really, really, really loved that. I was a huge, huge fan of the books. In fact, this is so weird. Yeah, I loved them. I loved the books. I loved the original movie. I went to the same school as Emily Browning, who played Violet in the film. She was such a really wonderful girl, really nice girl. I met her on a couple of occasions. She was really, really lovely girl. Yeah, I had her sign my book there. Hope you enjoy the film from Emily Browning, Violet. But I do love that. I do want to get to the Netflix series at some point. At some point. There's just so much stuff. So much stuff. Dimension Scott, do you want Liam Neeson to come back to Star Wars someday? Yes, please, Qui-Gon. I need Qui-Gon. Put him out. Oh man, my ideal Obi-Wan movie, him communicating with Force Ghost Qui-Gon, would just blow my mind. It would be amazing. Christopher Manu said he was off to Solo. Awesome. Hope he enjoys Solo. Mo asks, I've lost it again. How come there wasn't a video dedicated to Beauty and the Beast Legacy Collection CD? Love the one you did for Robin Hood. I don't know. I think I never really got great views for like CD reviews and stuff. I'm trying to like scale back on unboxings and Blu-ray unboxings and stuff. I feel like by the time I get the DVDs and the CDs and stuff now, there have been so many other people that have done the unboxings that get the views, and then I put them up, I don't get views. So I kind of feel like I want to scale back on that kind of stuff too, and put more effort into, I just guess producing like the editorials and stuff that I produce. Heath Tompkins, g'day Dave from Adelaide. G'day Heath. Heath is a guy who won one of my early competitions, I believe the Rogue One competition, and he has stuck by the subscriber from them, which is awesome. a lot of the time I do this, I do my giveaways to give back to subscribers, but it's also a nice way to kind of to spread the channel and kind of get other people involved in the channel. And it's great to see someone like Heath, who has come to the channel through a competition, won a competition, and sticks with the channel. There's been a few people like that, and I really appreciate that. I think that's really great. Thank you, Heath. So g'day from g'day to Adelaide. Kermit's Ghost, good night, Dave. Has been fun. Alan was here the whole time. It was really nice to have Alan there. It's so late in the UK. Dimension Scott, that's the spirit, Dave. Don't let people bring you down. Never do. Never do. Palpatine is watching from Germany. Awesome. Hello, Germany. CH says, I said Soilo in response to the previous commenter. Sorry for that. Yeah, I did understand that in hindsight, but again, apologies for calling you out on that. I really do apologize for that. Dimension Scott, I love Fantasia from Disney. Where can I find it on Blu-ray? Unfortunately, out of print in the US. I think you can still get it in the UK, so you might be able to get it from Amazon UK. It's still available in Australia too, I believe. But I do believe Disney are planning a signature collection of that very soon. Could be the next one after Peter Pan, from what I've heard. But again, these things chop and change so much. Mo asked, do you own the Pinocchio book by Carlo Collodi? I think I do. I think I had it as a kid, but I have no idea where it is. I would love to reread that. I have read it, though. It's really beautiful book. What's your favourite movie of all time? Jay, I'd like to ask The Wizard of Oz or Star Wars. Two movies that I just love. Tuxedo Trooper, Star Wars fandom is always bothering me with all the hate. We'll just ignore it. Just ignore it, man. Just ignore it. Just love it. If you love the movies, just love them. Just be so unashamedly in love with them. Don't care about what anyone else says. There's so many people that hate the movies, but who cares? Don't let them influence what you personally like, what you personally enjoy. Just enjoy. I've loved Star Wars my whole life. I said before, I was bullied as a kid for liking Star Wars from people who didn't like Star Wars. Now I find myself on the internet effectively being bullied by for liking Star Wars by fans of Star Wars. It's like such a weird circle of life thing. Don't let them bring you down. Ignore it. Enjoy the movies if you enjoy the movies. Don't feel ashamed about it because I love them. I will share my love for the movies. And if you want to share your love for the movies, this is always a place where you can come and do that. I'm happy to open that. And I will always defend anyone who's being bloody picked on by trolls. I promise you. As long as I see the comments. I don't see every single comment. I am going to try... There's a lot of questions here that I still haven't got to. YouTube. How's it going, Dave? Good, thanks, mate. This is a local bloke, actually. I think, did we go to the same primary school? I think we did. Mutual friends as well with this guy. So, g'day, YouTube. He's got a channel too. Go and check it out. With, goes into... I couldn't do it. Goes into, abandoned buildings and stuff. That's awesome. Pretty good. I do like your stuff. YouTube. It is you do some good stuff. Go and check him out. Abandoned buildings is around Melbourne. So cool. Best visual effects from industrial light and magic in any movie. Carter Lovejoy. I love their work on the Star Wars prequels, I have to say it. Jurassic Park. The work on Jurassic Park was great. The Mask. That is some really, really great stuff. That Gamerman099, do you still go to Lobos Collectibles? Because ever since I watched your video, it's my favourite shop. That's awesome. I'm glad that I introduced some people to Lobos because it's awesome. Awesome shop. I probably only get there maybe once a year. It's a little far out for me, but when I do go in there, I will. I try and buy something. I don't go there too often, not as much as I would have liked. Not as much as I like. Yeah, I don't go there as often as I'd like, but yeah, it's still a great shop. I do go there occasionally. Nicholas Newland, live music DVD Blu-ray collection, please. He's been bugging me for ages. I will do this soon, as well as a TV collection as well. Heath Tompkins, you're welcome, Dave. I still love Rogue One and The Last Jedi. I can't wait to see Solo. I really hope you like Solo, Heath. I enjoyed it. I thought it was just a lot of fun. I've caught up to the comments. Yes! It's only taken me 2 hours. I'm there. Tuxedo Trooper, thanks, man. Also, congrats on 10K. I'm just new here since last month. I already love your channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. JL Lighter, do you watch the unaltered Laserdisc transfer, or have you seen any Despecialized? Funnily enough, my very first experience with Star Wars was the original cut to the movie, which is, I feel kind of proud because as a 90s kid, usually people from my generation grew up with the special editions. First version of the movies I saw were the original ones on VHS. Not on laser. I don't own the Laserdisc or anything like that. But I think, actually, funnily enough, the VHS I had were actually pirated copies of a Laserdisc. I think someone my dad knew through work had a Laserdisc player, which was crazy, and he would copy the Laserdisc movies to VHS. I do not support piracy now. I do not pirate. I hate piracy. But 20-something years ago, when someone's got a Laserdisc and transfer it to VHS, yeah, that was the first way I watched the original Star Wars. So I don't even think I have those VHS anywhere. No, because I replaced them with real... I actually did replace them with... My nan had copies of the movies, of the theatricals on VHS. I replaced them with real copies. Sam Calcagno, do you think Toy Story 4 is necessary? Don't think we need a fourth one, but I want a fourth one. I feel exactly the same. Third one ended on just like such a perfect note. I grew up with Toy Story. I was like 3 or 4 years old when the first movie came out. I was like the same age as Andy in that movie. By the time Toy Story 3 rolled around, Andy was 18 and moving out to go to college. And I was 18 and I was graduating high school and moving on to university. So it was like this really weird connection thing that I felt with those movies. I love those movies immensely. And yes, I want a fourth one. I can't wait to see how they progress the storyline. While Andy's story is over, the story of these little guys is not over yet. So I'm looking forward to see what happens next. I love this guy. It's a bit dusty. I do have the original Buzz as well up there, but he was like pushed right at the back. Do you like Hilary Duff or any of her movies, Bailey? Because I love Hilary Duff. I have not watched any of her stuff for ages, but I was a huge Lizzie McGuire fan when I was younger. I loved that, and I love the Lizzie McGuire movie. I think Hilary Duff was great. She's really, I think I follow her. I do. I follow her on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. I really like her. Funny, the first poster of a girl I ever put up on my wall was Hilary Duff. You go through that phase when you're a kid, you put up pictures of, I had like Jessica Alba up there and stuff as well, but Hilary Duff was there. It's like this really nice picture of Hilary Duff. I think, on my wall somewhere, yeah. I do, I like Hilary Duff. Thirst for Thrill, favourite horror movie is The Shining. Gary Lindemann, go have a coffee, Dave, you deserve it. It's funny, I don't drink coffee. I get my caffeine fix from Coke, which is not good. I should stop drinking so much Coca-Cola. I just splashed myself. But yeah, I am going to have to close this up very soon, especially since I've caught up to the comments and now I'm losing my voice as well. But we'll answer a couple more here. Sam Calcagno, do you like Malcolm in the Middle? Or besides that, what are your favourite TV series? I love Malcolm in the Middle. Actually, they're playing it now on like Comedy Channel or TV Hits or something like that. I've actually been watching a couple of episodes recently because I've been playing repeats. It's such a great show. My favourite show of all time, probably when it comes to like sitcoms, Friends, Frasier, Cheers, King of Queens. They're the top for me. I never got into Seinfeld. YouTube asks, I've noticed a lot of Beatles books in your office. Favourite Beatles album or song? I can't pick. Favourite albums probably, it would either be Abbey Road, Rubber Soul, or Let It Be. I love all of those albums. All the music on them, I can't pick it. I honestly can't pick a favourite. Anything from that era is amazing. Toy Story Land opens very soon in Disneyland. I'll be there next week. Awesome. I want to see what it's like. Do some videos. Do some vlogs, Mewtwo. Please, I want to see it. I'll probably be at Disneyland a couple of years' time. I want to see the Star Wars land. So I'll be there. I'll be there for that. Thirst for Thrill, do you like Lord of the Rings? I do like Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. JL Lighter, have you ever met Mark Hamill or any of the other Star Wars actors? Have I met anyone from Star Wars? No. Never have met anyone from Star Wars, not even any of like the local guys like Joel Edgerton or guy who played Boba Fett, Kiwi guy, Tamora Morrison. He didn't play Boba Fett, but he was in the movie. Or was he? I can't even remember. But yeah, no, I haven't met anyone from Star Wars, which is very sad. Don't even have any Star Wars autographs or anything. Very sad. Thoughts on Titanic? In my opinion, it's Cameron's best movie. Agree. One of my favourite movies of all time. It's incredible. Again, I'm going to do this. Get this book. I think it's still in print, this book, surprisingly. Look at this. Lenticular. Really amazing book. If you like the movie and you want to know a bit about like behind the scenes and stuff, incredible book. Yeah, I love Titanic so much. While we're on the Star Wars subject, I remember watching Star Wars on VHS and then saw Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in cinema. This is Heath Tompkins. I've never actually seen any of the originals in a cinema, surprisingly enough. I hope to one day. YouTube will be vlogging from America. That's great. Rick Lee, old mate Rick. His favourite songs are Let It Be. His favourite album is Let It Be. His favourite song is Get Back. Kind of Lovejoy, thoughts on Harvey Weinstein's arresting. Sorry to bring the mood down. Let's not go down a slippery slope of that. I just think anyone who has it coming to them will get their just desserts. And I think everyone just, anyone who, whatever, yeah. Again, let's not bring the mood down. But I think if these people are trialed, convicted, and proven to have done stuff, they get what's coming to them. How do you reconcile the nonsense story of The Last Jedi and the destruction of our beloved characters with saying that you like the movie? Because I like the movie. Quite simple. This is Cyanide 2020. Yeah, because I like the movie. And I will unashamedly continue to say it. I love the movie even, because I think it was fantastic. Thirst for Thrill, are you a fan of any sports? I am I love AFL football. I'm a supporter of the Essendon Bombers, so I go to football every couple of weeks. I like basketball. I used to play basketball as a kid, but I haven't played that for years. Don't really watch it, but I do like basketball. Sam Calcagno, do you like musicals? I'm going to see The Wizard of Oz on the 4th of July in Melbourne. I'm very excited. I may possibly go see The School of Rock later this year. I do like musicals, the occasional. I don't go that often. I haven't got tickets to see The Wizard of Oz, and I really should. Yeah, I do enjoy a bit of musical theatre. Cyanide says, that's it? You liked it? That's all? Well, if you go back through my channel, I have probably got a year's worth of videos, or however long it's been since The Last Jedi come out, expressing my thoughts on The Last Jedi, why I love The Last Jedi. I feel like I don't need to keep repeating myself. I thought it was a brilliant movie. I thought that Rian Johnson made a really bold movie with some brave choices. I love the movie. And if you do want to know my thoughts on it, if you do legitimately want to know my thoughts on it, I have tons of videos about the movie where I talk about the movie, why I like it, why I love it, etc., etc. You can go back and watch them. I've done a ton of videos on it, and I love the movie. So there you go. If you don't love it, then that's fine. To each their own. JR liked it. Would you prefer that the release date to theatrical prints, or do you prefer the Laserdisc masters of unaltered Star Wars? Just release the theatrical prints. Just release them. Just release them, Disney, please. King Elisar says, I don't get the hate for Last Jedi. In my opinion, it's the best Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi. I completely agree with you. I love the movie. And we'll leave it at that. Nicholas Newland, people who are disappointed by Luke in Last Jedi have the comics and books. I agree with this. I feel like if you don't like the new movies, don't watch them. If you're a fan of the old expanded universe, because Disney wiped them from canon doesn't mean they've been wiped from existence. They're still there for you to go back to read, to enjoy. No one tells you that you personally can't enjoy them. You personally can't have them. They're still there. And I feel like the movie Last Jedi put it perfectly, especially in this book too, Legend of Luke Skywalker, and that is, there are so many stories in the Star Wars universe, there has been so many stories about Luke Skywalker over the years, and no one knows whether they're fact or myth, or legend, as they put in the movies. And I think that's such an apt banner for the expanded universe now. Legends. And just in the movies, you can personally decide whether these legends are real or not. So if you want to believe the expanded universe is still canon, these legends are still real, no one's stopping you from doing that. So go ahead, enjoy them as if these are real stories of Luke Skywalker told as legends. Go and enjoy them. So there you go. Carter Lovejoy, would you rather meet Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford? Either. There was another question I missed. How long do you think it will take Disney to stop using multi-screen covers from OJ films? I don't know. It could be one of those things that they just do for a few releases and then dump, or it could be something that sticks around for a while. Ollie George, what's your favourite making of concept art book? Again, any of the Marvel art books are really great, or the series of Star Wars books by Rinsler were great. Making of Star Wars, and then there's a Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi one as well. They're probably the best ones out there. Most disappointing movie I've ever seen, King Alisar. I don't know. What was I most disappointed in? I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever really gone into a movie and gone, oh, I'm so disappointed by that. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to that one. Ask me that for the next Q&A. Hoovy and Zach. Hey, Dave. Just want to drop by and say hello and I love your channel. Carter Lovejoy. Odd question, but what does canon mean? Does it mean a particular plotline doesn't exist? Okay, so canon basically means it's officially... it takes the roots back from, I guess, the Bible. So if something's canon, it's like true. It's like a true story. So if you're talking about canon in regards to Star Wars or Marvel, it's the stories that are part of the main storyline and they affect the course of the expanded universe, like the movies, etc. Anything that's branded legends isn't considered to be like the true story. So it doesn't affect the movies. It exists outside of the canon. Carter Lovejoy, have you ever seen people... I have seen People vs. George Lucas. It's just again, people up on a high horse on a soapbox just ragging out a guy. Okay, that is a good one. King Alisar, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was really disappointing. Agree. That is it. That's the one. That's the answer. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull sucked. Or any of like the new Terminator movies even. Like just yeah. Rick Lee says Tree of Life. Tree of Life was terrible. We both really didn't like that. But I don't think I had high hopes going into it anyway. So I don't know if I was disappointed or what's the word? I forgot the word now. I don't think I went in with high hopes and was let down by it. But it was a bad movie. I know a lot of people love that though, so that's fine. Lowell Mayfield, I'm sure this series is as old as Moses, but I recently learned that Boba Fett might have survived the Sarlacc pit. Any thoughts on this? Yeah, that's old EU stuff, old legend stuff. Considered legends now, but I hope that when they do a Boba Fett movie that maybe that does make it into the new canon, because that was a cool story. Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine. Look, guys, I am losing my voice. I've been on here for 2 hours, and I feel like I'm losing my voice. Oh, actually, before I close off, Oliver John, thoughts on Marvel Stadium. For those who don't live in Australia, one of our big football stadiums here, or sports, like multi-purpose entertainment arenas here in Australia, they've gone by many names. It's the Dockland Stadium, technically, but the current sponsorship name is Etihad Stadium, and recently Disney won the bid for the naming rights, and they're going to be calling it Marvel Stadium as of September for 8 years. I think it's so weird. I woke up to hearing it on the radio, and I had to check my phone to make sure it wasn't April 1st. It's weird. I think it's going to be cool. From rumors I've heard say that they're going to bring down a team from Disney parks to retrain the staff to make it more like an entertainment, theme park experience. I think that's great. I just think it's going to be weird. I think it's going to be weird going to football and there's just Spider-Man running around. Or there's Captain America over there, or something like that. Will Stevens, hey Dave, since Black Panther's coming out tomorrow, we'll be making a video. I will do a video on Black Panther when I eventually get the disc. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's out in Australia tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get a local version. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like the artwork on the steelbook that much. But yeah, I might. I'll go out in the morning maybe and have a look. Look, I'm just going to do a couple more questions here, guys. So, because I'm losing my voice. I've been on here about an hour and 15 minutes longer than I was going to be. But I really love this. I'm going to just get to a couple more questions here. Then I am going to sign out because I'll have no voice for the rest of the day. Since kind of Lovejoy again, they should ditch Shia LaBeouf's character in Indy 5, and I pledge for a box set of all Indy movies on 4K, probably when they release Indy 5. I hope so too. I don't mind Shia LaBeouf. I think he's a bit fun. He's a bit quirky. But I feel like they probably will maybe retcon that character. They'll just sort of write him out maybe. Like that character, was it like the Brady Bunch or something, where the character walks up the stairs in an episode and then never comes back down ever again? I feel like they're kind of gonna do something like that. Ken Black, what are your thoughts, opinions on decline of physical media due to digital? It saddens me because I love physical. I love the tangibility of things, like especially like books. I love being able to pick up a book, smell the book, read a book, touch it, feel it. That's like such a part of the experience of something. And when it's with a movie, you get to hold the disc, the packaging, you get to see it, you open it up, you appreciate the art, you put the disc in and you watch it, and you have it to own. I love the whole physical thing about media, whether it be discs, books, anything. I can't read a book on a phone or an iPad or something. I can't do it, and it makes me really sad to see that there's a decline in physical media, especially in like Blu-rays, DVDs. And I feel like within the next few years, we're gonna see it just go altogether, and it's gonna be really, really, really sad. So yeah, I feel saddened about that, but I will continue to buy physical as long as I can, and I implore everyone out there to do it just to continue that. This dying media has a few more legs left on it. Carter Lovejoy's Zootopia theme park. Why not? Let's go for it. Like a zoo cross Disney zoo. Put like a Zootopia land in Animal Kingdom. That'll be good. Do you watch anime from Dimension Scott? No, I don't really. I think I used to watch, as far as anime goes, Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z I used to watch as a kid. I don't know, is that really considered, I guess that's anime, but that's really all I ever really dabbled into that area. I don't know, it's just nothing that really ever grabbed me. But yeah, so no, yeah, not really a big anime watcher. A few people here telling me to get off because because I am losing my voice, and I should go get some rest. Yeah, Ollie George, get some rest, Dave. Congrats on the milestone, King Alasar. I just have to say what a great job you did on this Q&A, and I really respect you tried to get to every question. Look, that's part of the thing. When I went into YouTube and started this thing, when your channel starts really small, I feel like it's fun to get to the comments and like, oh, someone's commenting on my video, or reply back. Oh, someone else has commented, reply back. And that became part of the fun of YouTube for me, which was the whole interactivity between the people who are watching your stuff. It's like instant, not so much instant gratification, but like instant feedback. And you can work off the people who are watching your videos. Why are you doing this? Do it this way. You should do this. You should do this, this. And I feel like it's such a great way to just help build you guys out there who watch, who give me feedback, who send me questions, everything. You all help me build the channel because I take on board I see just about every comment. The only comments I don't see sometimes are like comments that are posted on older videos. I don't always get notifications for that. So if you do have something to say that you post on old video, make sure you post on like a newer one. But yeah, I do try and get to all comments. And I've tried to get to all the questions on here. I'm sorry if I miss any, but I feel like that's a whole part of this thing. It's like connecting with people, interacting with people, and I think that's a big part of I get out of it and I love about that. And I feel like I've built like a little community here, which I think is really good. And I feel like that's been sort of a goal from the beginning, to just have community of people to help me build this channel. And again, I understand 10,000, it's still not a huge milestone comparatively to YouTubers of 100,000, millions of subscribers, but we can continue to build and see where we go in the future. Thank you so much for joining me. Absolutely everybody. I am going to sign out now. I did say I was going to do an unboxing, but I was inundated with questions. So thank you so much for all the questions. We'll leave the unboxing for a proper unboxing video. I only had like 2 or 3 packages there. I was going to do it if it went quiet in here. First for Thrill, you love Star Wars, Marvel, Wizard of Oz. You're my favourite YouTuber. Thank you so much. But that means a lot to hear that, because I personally don't even consider myself a YouTuber at this point. I would consider myself maybe a content creator. At the point where I can start earning, maybe when I start earning a living or can live comfortably off YouTube, that's when I'll consider myself a YouTuber. But to hear people consider me that is always very humbling. To hear people say you're my favourite YouTuber is very humbling as well, because there's a lot of amazing people out there. Ken Black, thanks for live chat. Jinx Productions, this was a ton of fun. Have a good day. Dimension Scott, tons of fun. Have a great day. And I finally got your name right at the end there too. Fox Gaming Legend, hello. Goodbye, unfortunately I'm leaving. So thank you everyone who joined me, submitted questions. I had a lot of fun with this. Bailey Vickers, have a good day yourself. Thank you to everyone who came in on the super chat and pledged funds. That's I didn't know that was a thing. So thank you for that. That means the world that you would come in and pledge like actual currency. It's humbling. So thank you so much, and thank you everyone for tuning up. This has been incredible. It's gone so much better than I expected. So thank you all so much once again for joining me. I'm going to take a few days off because I've done so many videos. I've done so many videos over the last week for solo and everything. And after I try not to burn myself out too much. So when I get to the end of a big movie where I've punched out a bunch of movies and now I've done this, I feel like I take a few days off to recoup, make sure I don't burn out. So if you don't see any videos from me from the next few days, that's why I'm gonna take a break over the next few days to just chill out and just recoup. So thank you once again. It's great. Faisal Kukash asks if I ever think to branch out to other YouTubers and talk about Star Wars. Yeah, I do think about. I'd love to do like collabs. I do talk. There's another YouTuber who I do talk to, and I see at media previews and stuff. And I'd love to do a collab with him one day. I'm just gonna try and work around to doing that. Yeah. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna close this out now. It's so easy to get sucked back into the new questions, but yeah. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you to everyone who pledged, who commented, who just joined me. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to go chill out because I've lost my voice. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much. All right, I'll see you later.